Welcome to the yoga tips. How to yoga. Listen, I know a lot of you have been complaining about sciatica, lower back stuff. Well, it does require that when you're feeling uncomfortable in your body, any pain and discomfort is your body's way of telling you, yes it is, that you need to do something, whether it be exercise, breathe more authentically, organically, and healthfully, and also maybe to slow down and not push it depending on where you are on the scope. So this particular tip and how to is for sciatica stuff. So I'm just going to give it to you. We're going to lay down, and you don't need any props, just need you and your mat. I would love to offer up a blanket though for the occipital, the back of your skull, the occiput bone. So come to lay down all the way down onto your mat, and you could use the bird's eye view to see this. Opening up your knees and your feet as wide as your yoga mat. Got it? And then from there, because the lower back is tender, we do want to internally, externally rotate those femur bones with kindness. So I'm just going to move this right out of the way. Oops, my water. Open your arms out and up, just below the shoulder though, so they're not above. And then on your exhalations, it's so important to follow your breath. I can't express how important it is to slow down and follow your breath, yet exercise mindfully with your breath. So on your exhalation, you'll lower your knees to a side, it doesn't matter, and you'll feel the external rotation of one femur bone, the internal rotation of the other. And then on your in-breath, taking your knees back up to center. And when you're fully in that breath, and it's time to exhale, only then do you exhale your knees to the other side. So now you'll feel the internal rotation of that other femur bone and the external rotation of the opposing one. So all you're doing is inhaling center, pause at that in-breath, and then when you're ready to exhale, you take your knees to the other side. Not pushing it, not shoving it, just mindfully moving with breath. Your body loves when you exercise the deeper tissues, the muscles, with mindful movement. Internally rotating your femur bones and externally rotating your femur bones is meant to be. They are designed to do that. But doing them mindfully is completely the yoga practice. Usually, why are we doing this? To realign and reassess, reevaluate, relove those legs, those lower back muscles, the sacral energy, and all of that. So we're really checking in with our lower back here. And for those that don't practice, have a regular stretch or contraction practice, such as yoga is everything, and you play sports, more reason to do this. So check out theresagagno.com, because it's yoga for all recoveries. And anybody who exercises but doesn't do the balanced action, then this is for you. Yoga is the option for everybody. So you're only moving in windshield wipe fashion, the way that, well, the breath can lead you. So the muscles need to trust you. The Golgi receptors of your brain don't like it when you push through pain, nor does your body love it when you keep on doing the repeat thing, which whether it be tennis or hockey or baseball or skating or walking in the forest. These are great exercises and really enthusiastic for your soul and your spirit, but yet they are not always necessarily helpful for your body. So you're just still windshield wiping. And you could do this. If you have issues in your sciatica, more reason to do this. Now the next one I'm going to offer is that you still that motion, draw your knees upon your chest, and then exhale to a side in fetal position and use your arm as a pillow. Take a moment to do that. And then pressing yourself up and then finding a bolster or a rolled up pillow, placing it. So now you're going to go prone. So I just want to give you two things to do. You can open up your knees and you can use the bird's eye view as wide as your bolster. And women that are menstruating and, bloated and all that stuff, this is great because usually your lower back gets tender too. So you can hold these poses and mindfully breathe through them. So with your knees as wide as your bolster, you're going to walk yourself over that bolster, have the blanket on the other end, and then lay your pubis onto that bolster and keep your knees nice and wide, and then lay splayed down. So your knees, you could tuck your knees up higher and your bum will come up in that, your hips are in flexion. And then you could soften down and you could put a cheek to a side if your neck doesn't like being forward folded. And or you could stack your hands and your blanket and let your forehead rest and shoulders rest. And opening up your feet. So this is another way that you can truly just honor some of the stuff that you've maybe created, a cranky pelvis, lower back stuff. So this is one of my go-tos. So just being here for a good, 5-10 minutes is awesome. And I'm not going to hold you that long, but really giving yourself permission to do this. Eventually, when you come out of it, you can bring your toes more towards the midline as you walk yourself up, and or you could keep your feet apart and then bring your toes together. Another great one is to come into child's pose and bring your bolster forward and then squeeze your knees in closer and then lay into that forward fold. You can stack your hands. You could bring that blanket in there. You can lift this up and put a block underneath here because a lot of us don't have that flexion. And if you do not have flexibility in your body, more reason to do the yoga practice while you're in your sports and enjoying your gym. Flexibility comes from understanding where our inflexibilities are, not pushing or shoving them, but supporting them supportively while you breathe into those positions. So again, you can sink yourself forward and soften, but make sure your neck is relaxed. You are relaxed. Just like that. Child's pose. So there you have it. Just a couple of tips for you, whatever you can do for yourself each day on the mat. And if you're not a yoga person, don't be afraid of it. It's for everybody. It literally is the practice that supports all athletic beings and all beings that are inflexible and wanting to understand and be healthful and flexible. Okay, so from my light to your light, teresagagno.com is the option. Practicing yoga on the mat for all recoveries. I offer a 15-minute practice of meditation, very simply, and those videos are uploaded weekly, as well as 20-minute core and breath, so really addressing all parts of our core from hands to feet to belly, as well as a 20-minute restore and breath, which I just kind of showed you a little bit of that, as well as a 45-minute practice for all body types. So I hope to see you on the mat at teresagagno.com. Join me in that subscription. And also here on YouTube, just let me know how you're feeling and how you're enjoying these how-to yoga tips. Namaste. You've got this. Yoga's the option we all have.